Hey, Toy-Addict, this is Jody, and it is time for What's Sold in December. There were a lot of fun and interesting sales in December. Um, Always at Christmas time, you get a lot of, well, I do anyway, get a lot of like clear out sales, like stuff that I've had for quite a while, and people come in and buy that stuff. For some reason, I don't know why, but I definitely had a lot this December. So let's take a look. We're going to start off right here with a fruitcake tin. I don't know where I got this or why I bought it. I'm assuming something came inside of it and it was like, get this whole tin of something. And I sold the stuff inside of it and I thought, well, I'll sell the tin too. So that went for $10. That was my first sale in December. I sold this Virginia Beach postcard for $5. This is a calendar from Minnesota from 1906. And this is a little Mickey Mouse porcelain. He's probably only maybe 3 inches tall. Oh, it says 3 inches right there. And he was from the 1930s. And I actually knew that because randomly from other stuff, I had a catalog page that was torn out of a Sears catalog from like 1934. And this little guy was in it. And I do have that on my Toy-Addict blog. I sold a paper doll from that. If you've been watching me for a while, like a year and a half ago, I did a haul of paper doll books, like 75 different paper doll books. And I still have, well, I've since bought more paper doll books because I realize they do sell. They sell slowly, but they do sell. So if I come across them for like 50 cents or $1, I'll definitely pick them up. But this is from the original. This is Lazy Daisy, and that went for $14. A friend gave me some Disney ornaments. This one sold for $12. And this Santa Claus 7-Up ornament I've probably had for 5 years. That sold for $7.50. Another lipstick. If you saw my health and beauty haul, I have sold tons of that stuff. I'm down to probably, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 lipsticks from about 100 to 150. I got quite a few. So this one sold for $23.50, and then this one was from a different haul, but it's Avon, and that sold for $10. Avon vintage lipstick is definitely still sellable. It's more bread and butter than, say, Estee Lauder or Clinique, though. And then this is 1,000 Hints for Teens. It's a teen magazine that I picked up for $1, and I believe I sold it for $18. Typically, when I take an offer, I'll take $1 or $2 off, about 20 to 25% at the most. This is a vintage menu. I love selling vintage menus. This is from the Oyster Loaf restaurant. Doesn't sound great. Sold for $25. And these were, it seems like each month I've been selling my oldest thing, and this, you can tell from the background, is very old because I usually just do a white background these days. But I had these for so long, and what I figured out, all I had to do was raise the price, and they sold. I had them for like $5 because they had just been discounted and discounted and discounted, and I raised the price to $9, and somebody bought them. They are Rogers, William A. Rogers, which is a utensils maker, like forks, spoons, flatware, stuff like that. I guess they make other silver plate stuff too, but these are little beverage coasters, and they're real heavy and they're very nicely made. I assume they probably cost $50 or $60 when they were new, but somebody bought them for $9. And then I have this little Skipper shirt. I went to an estate sale this summer and I bought a lot of miscellaneous Barbie clothes, which is great and it's fun, but it takes a long time to figure out what everything is. But I sold this little Skipper shirt for $8.50. This is a cute little snowman. He's one of those honeycomb paper, like centerpieces. He sold for $10. And I sold some Hallmark Magic School Bus stickers for $5.50. Not quite the $150 sticker sales that I have been having in the last few months, but hey. Sold some stickers that I probably paid 10 cents for $5.50, so I'm happy with that. This is a Valentine's card. I got several of these cards at that same sale that I got all the stickers at. So I paid about 10 cents each, and this one sold for $20. And some perfume, Cartier perfume, that sold for $28.50. This is a postcard. I won an auction on high bid. I was bidding on a whole bunch of stuff, and at the last minute I got outbid on most of it. But I did end up with a stack of postcards from a Las Vegas, or maybe Reno, I can't remember now. Oh, it says Las Vegas. El Rancho, Las Vegas. That's what it was. I just have to read the titles, people. So this the El Rancho Casino in Las Vegas. And I got a bunch of cards displaying different acts that were on. And this one was Candy Bar. Little risque, but that's all right. This next item is one of my definite bolos for December. This is a tiny little, probably 4-inch tall. It's a little refrigerator, and it has a ton of little school supplies or office supplies in it. I did a video on this, so I'll link it on here. Make sure to watch that video because so cute. And that sold for $125. So if you ever see this little refrigerator, grab it up. I like to get these little dolls, those little matchbook dolls. It's a little bigger than a matchbook, but I have bought over the years so many of these dolls. They usually sell for about $10 to $12. And these are some little flocked hound dogs that I got a couple years ago. I went to Goodwill and I picked up a big old bag of flocked Christmas ornaments, and it had a bunch of different styles in it. I paid $1.99 for the bag, and there were geese, there were teddy bears, there were dogs, there were reindeers, and one other thing that I can't think of right now, but I split them up in little lots, and I sold these dogs for $13. And this is an Ideal Collectible Doll catalog from 1983. I do have a video showing scans of this whole catalog on my site. It's super cute. I sold that for $9. This is a little Flintstones pop-up book. I think I've told you guys before. I usually pick up pop-up books when I see them. Sometimes they can be really good, or at least look them up, you know. And then these are some Snorks stickers. I bought a lot. The first thing I ever bought on Whatnot was these Snorks stickers. I bought 5 of each sticker, then I put them into lots of 1 sticker each, and I'm selling those lots for $15, which is what I bought for the whole lot. So I'm 5 timesing my money on that, right? Winnie the Pooh Christmas ornament sold for $10. This little train book I got an estate sale clean out, that sold for $10. Here's a little Avatar The Last Airbender Aang figure. I've had this for so long, and I was looking in the box the other day and I thought, why the heck has this thing never sold? I've had this for like years and years and years. It wasn't listed. Okay, so I listed it and it sold in like, I don't know, like a month or something. This Pippi Longstocking I bought at an estate sale this summer, and she is just so cute. She's really large, 2 feet tall, and she was in brand new, perfect condition, still had her tags and everything on her, and she sold for $37.50. She was awesome, and she even had like wire in her braids, so her braids would stick right out. This is just a fun little ephemera thing, random thing that somebody kept, and then I bought it at their estate sale. It's a A&W restaurant greeting card for Christmas, but it has coupons inside. Wow, somebody wanted it for $13.50. And I bought this Homco nativity set for $6 at an estate sale, and it sold for $55. This little snow bunnies was actually a squirrel, not a bunny, and that sold for $10. I had bought this kind of container at a sale, and it was full of combs, mostly doll combs, but there were people combs in it too, and there were some kind of Asian themed combs, so I just kind of put those all together in a lot, and that sold for $10. $7.50 for this Dress a Snowman sticker sheet. And these magazine pages, these ones were Joan Walsh England, but I also had Betsy McCall ones, and they are torn out of like Women's Day magazine or Family Circle in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. Every magazine would have like a children's page in it. So this person kept all those children's pages through all the years. And so for $35, I sold a lot of Christmas and Halloween ones. And here's another lot of Christmas and Thanksgiving ones, and then another lot of Christmas ones. And this was an estate clean out I got, this little issue of Story a Day Children's Magazine. These kind of magazines don't really sell that great. The cover art is usually the thing that will sell them. It sold for $6. And then I sold a couple of sets of wooden Easter tree ornaments, and I sold both of the sets to the same person, $15 a set. I bought these in a bag at an estate sale. I paid $2 for the bag, and I had both of these sets in it, and then 3 different little bunny figurines that I sold those separately as well. So I sold these for $15 each, and I sold each of the bunny figurines for $10 each. So I was able to make that $2 bag into $60. You know, minus fees, probably $45 profit. Pretty happy with that out of $2. This was actually from my personal collection, the Strawberry Shortcake Fruity Beauty Salon, sold for $18.50. And $25 for a Fancy Nancy 18-inch doll outfit, which could go with any of those 18-inch dolls. You know, that sold for $25. For $40, I sold a Sweetie Pups Yorkshire Terrier. And that's from 1989, so that's a fun 80s toy. I paid up for this, I want to say I paid $16 for it, or maybe $12 for it. But I paid up for it at an estate sale because I knew it would sell pretty well. And of course, you know, I looked it up to make sure, but for that price. But so I didn't, it's not exactly a home run since I paid so much for it, but it's still good. And this little Kelly sold for $10. Swan Lake Tommy from the Kelly, Barbie's little sister Kelly line. These vintage Vidal Sassoon mousse and hairspray sold for $9. And this empty bottle of Fuller Brush Leading Lady fragrance sold for $10. I had went to a liquidation store at a recent trip to the beach and bought a whole bunch of Tic Tacs that were discontinued flavors for 3 for $1. And so I sold these ones for $18.50. And I actually sold several of these on Bonanza in the same month. So they're not going to show up here because if you do Bonanza, what Bonanza does is it basically gleans all of your eBay listings. And then if you sell something on Bonanza, you give it permission to automatically close a listing on eBay, end a listing, or, you know, change the number to say how many have sold. So you won't see them here, but I did sell probably 4 of these on Bonanza. I don't make a lot of sales on Bonanza, but it's nice to just have a few sales here and there, you know. Q-Tex lipstick. This is a 1960s Q-Tex lipstick. It's still on the car that sold for $23.50. And this little wolf howling at the moon, little paperweight sold for $9. This little Hallmark Shirt Tails walrus greeting card that I've had forever sold for $7. And cute Santa Claus gift wrapping paper, $9. This little doll here is a Unita Little Miss Dollykin. Now these dolls, they're about the same size as Barbie, but they have, they're more of a hollow plastic, and their joints are basically on rubber bands instead of, you know, the kind of plasticky joints that Barbie has. So they're a lot more malleable. You can make them kind of do things or whatever, but also they're very loose. Usually by this time in their lives, they're from the early 70s or the late 60s. So you can pose them, but they don't really stay really well. But I like to do some cute, posing styles like this one here. So she sold for $27.50, but it's just fun to pose these ones. And this, the little prince plush, he sold for $24. This is just a little lot of paper scrap that I got. I bought a book, I got a bunch of books in the estate sale clean out that I did, and a lot of them were in really bad condition. They had some mold on them, or some, kind of water stains or stains from oil, whatever it happened to be. So this book wasn't really salvageable on its own, but I cut all the pieces out because I thought they were really neat illustrations of sea creatures, and I sold that for $8. And the book altogether on its own sells for about $5. So I actually made more money doing it that way. This is a Littlest Angel Vogue doll. It's a bent knee Ginny doll. She still had her tag. She was a really neat doll. She sold for $45. And these are some Victorian style die cuts, and they sold for $7. And then some more of those also sold for $7. One of my favorite types of sales is catalogs. I love selling catalogs because I love to dive in and look all through them, and all of the things. And I actually made a video of this one going through kind of what I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what was happening in this catalog. And so you can check that video out on my channel. But this sold for, I believe it was $22.50 what I took for that one. This is a little angel die cut that sold for $11. Just this tiny little fun lucite cat sold for $9. And this glass perfume bottle sold for, I believe, $12. And then I have this little Madame Alexander Aussie Australian boy doll for $18.50. Here's a little die cut kitty cat for $10. I also made a video of this set. This is called Real Men, and it's finger puppets. So it's finger puppets. So interesting. I don't know, but $25 that sold for, and I bought it for $2. There's some little trolls dangle earrings that sold for $10. Another lipstick. This one sold for $27.50. And this is Williams Brushless Shaving Cream from the 50s. A lot of this old health and beauty stuff, people love to collect this. They want to make little displays of stores or whatever, or it gets used for props. I sold, I think, 2 or 3 items this month to either television, movie, or play prop offices. So that's cool. There's Good Housekeeping magazine sold for $10. Another lipstick for $20. This cute little baby outfit sold for $9. And this was a box of LOL surprise dolls. I bought it at a garage sale last summer for $5 for the whole box, and sold it for $35. This old book Ghost Girl sold for $10. Some more of the Tic Tacs for $15. And a postcard of Indonesian tribal people of Java for $9. 1992 Hallmark Betsy Clark ornament for $7. This was also one of my big good bolos. I did a video about this, and I was in Courtney from Bolo Buddies video called This Is My Bolo. And this is a Mycene doll, Masquerade Madness. She sold for $135. I paid $4.50 for her at an estate sale. Another really old item that I had was this luggage tag from The Walking Dead. I bought this at Goodwill forever ago for 99 cents, and it sold for $7.50. These are Stratego game replacement cards. Not cards, game pieces. 40 red, 40 blue, sold for $15. This is an Avon Creamsicle Ice Cream Comb, again from that jar of combs, and that sold for $13.50. And then Little Kittle Storybook Sweethearts dolls. I did a video talking about these and how I bought them and showing them up close and everything. I paid basically 75 cents for this set, and I sold it for $80. This is a Snoopy Punch-Out Puppet Show book from the Paper Doll book, so about 50 cents, sold for $25. And this is an Evel Knievel catalog page. So at that sale where I got the stickers and a lot of the paper dolls and a lot of all the paper stuff, there was a folder that I picked up that was full of toy catalog pages from Wars, from Sears, from Penny's, from FAO Schwartz. So this is one of the catalog pages. This was from 1975, Evel Knievel and Dairy Daring. So it's just one page out of that catalog, sold for $11. These were some mugs that I picked up at a flea market I went to this summer. Brompton Folding Bicycle World Championship. Okay, I paid $2 for them. They sold for $25. I just thought they were interesting. I know people love things with bicycles on them, so I thought someone will buy these, and they did. This is some really nasty smelling Jean Naté perfume, and it sold for $50. Not sure why somebody would want that, but they did. Sold this little Mickey Mouse 78 RPM record for $10. I paid $20 for a whole bag full of some of these Tech Decks, and I sold this lot for $35. And then I've got a bunch more listed, and I think I did sell another lot. This vintage 1950s Hollywood candy bar box. It's just an empty box. It sold for $30. And then 1883 Gaskell's Guide to Writing, Pen Flourishing, and Letter Calligraphy book, sold for $50. And that sold within probably 20 or 30 minutes of me listing it. So I'm guessing I listed it maybe a little too low. This is a Miss Katie Boutique Mod Barbie clone doll outfit. This was just kind of an interesting, probably like dime store type thing in the 60s. I sold it for $25. I picked it up for $2. I just thought it was interesting. Barbie clone stuff can do just as well as Barbie stuff. So keep that in mind when you're looking around at stuff sometimes. Here's a pair of Adidas Nash Cruisers roller skates. I sold those for $50. I bought them for $5 at a garage sale. Barbie, Kelly, and Stacy Holiday Sisters dolls sold for $25 for the set. And this is an Avon Unspoken gift set cologne spray and roulette boxed set. I paid 50 cents for this, and I sold it for $18. I know people always say Avon doesn't sell, and that's fine. Keep thinking that and leave the rest for me. These are Where's Waldo trading cards. It's a little case and a bunch of cards that actually came in Life cereal. So that sold for $10. And these are little Starbucks finger puppets of Wendy and Fatso and Casper the Friendly Ghost. Those sold for $15. Another paper doll book, Berenstain Bears, that sold for $12. And several little kitschy coloring books and dot-to-dot books, some of them which had some work done in them and stuff. These came from the estate clean out that I did, and so probably have $1 in all of them maybe. And I sold them for $22. And then this is a doctor's pamphlet, it's a book about pain. It was $13.75. And then vintage men's skin bracer that sold for $13. Dry lime flavored, scented, probably not flavored. Probably doesn't taste like dry lime. I don't know. Izod sweater that I've had forever. Part of the reason why I don't like selling clothes. Sold for $13.50. And a vintage box of 24 Crayola crayons. I do like to sell vintage crayons, but typically, unless it's like a really, really, really old box, I only go for boxes where the crayons have not been used for the most part. So this sold for $18, and I paid $2 to $3 for it. Here's a Avon lipstick that sold for $12. and some book plates from Hallmark, 32 vintage floral book plates that sold for $8. Here's another of the Gaskell's books. This is another 1883 Penman's Handbook. This book is much larger than the other book. The other book was probably, I don't know, 50 or 60 pages, and this is like 100 and something. But it sold for, I believe, $135 is the offer that I took on it. Here's a $5 postcard. And this is a Gresham Union High School class of 1956 yearbook that sold right away when I listed. They usually take a while. Sold for $25. The person returned it because the picture was not in there that they were interested in. So, but you know, I don't have free returns. If you want to return something, you're going to have to pay that return shipping and not get your original shipping back. And they were fine with that, so that's fine. I'll just relist it and sell it to somebody else. And this is a little rubber Ginny sleep-eyed doll. She sold for $15. A Babar the Elephant Cornelius plush. He sold for $18.50. Here's some Barbie doll shoes that sold for $8.50. This is a Steiff Boggy Creek limited edition jointed black bear with a growler inside. The person sent me a message that they wanted to return this because they said it had pinholes all over in the little pads of the feet. But the pictures they sent me didn't have any pinholes in it, so I was like, I don't see anything. And then they left me positive feedback and have never sent it back. So I think, you know, eBay, even though they say 30 days, which it's, no, tomorrow would be the 30th day, I guess, they would still let them send it back up to much longer than that. That's happened to me before. So, but if they want to send it back, then I guess they can, and then I'll just resell it to somebody else. This is a War Department field book manual. I sold that for $20. I bought it for, I think, 50 cents at a garage sale. Any kind of military memorabilia, not memorabilia, ephemera, I will usually pick up if it's cheap enough, because it does tend to sell. These are doll shoes. Anything that's this brand, this Talena's, the shoes, there's doll wigs. It's all for like porcelain dolls, and it doesn't sell well at all. I had bought a whole lot of stuff, and these were in this stuff, so I decided I would list them, and they took forever to sell, and I got $4 for them. So that tells you that's really not worth it. This is a 1937 Life magazine. I got this in the estate lot, and it sold for $15. It has the Hindenburg crash in it, and it has the Dion quintuplets story in it as well. So that went for $15. This is a Disneyland Adventureland postcard that sold for $6. This is a super cute little set of Sanrio clips. They're like little paper clips with Hello Kitty on them, and they sold for $23. It's a scrapbook I bought a million years ago with some fun paper scraps cut out from the 20s and 30s. It was $18.50. Cute little Mother Goose Wade figure that sold for $10. This is a Strawberry Shortcake Lime Chiffon rag doll. I bought a lot of rag dolls on Facebook Marketplace to kind of switch out some of my less than good condition ones, and then I sold the rest. This one sold for $48.50. And I'm not making a whole bunch of profit on that, but it did help me with my collection, so I'm fine with that. Play School Glow Friends Bot Bug sold for $13.50. I paid $1.50 for him at a flea market. And then an Estee Lauder Renutritive Island Coral lipstick sold for $20. All of those lipsticks I paid 50 cents each for. So, and most of the Avon stuff that I've shown also I paid 50 cents for. This is a Barbie Fashion Avenue outfit. I paid $2 or $3 for that at a sale, and it sold for $18. Vintage Fabergé Brut for men aftershave lotion in a plastic box. This sold for $27.50. This is a needlepoint. I don't really know much about needlepoint, but I had seen a few people on some of Courtney's Bolo videos that were selling needlepoint for good money. So I picked up 2 at an estate sale, and they both sold really fast. This one sold for $35, and I think the other one sold for pretty close to that too. That might have been last month's video. This is a lemon meringue rag doll, also from that set. She sold for $33.50. $10 for a single The Littles Dollhouse Page magazine ad, and a handbook of information from Fort George Meade, Maryland Army Ground Forces booklet for $10. Cute little Avon kitty cat I bought for $1 and sold for $13.50. Mary Jane style doll shoes also came in that lot that I was talking about earlier, sold for $5. Here's a Barbie Kelly Club Marissa camper doll. Most of these little Kelly dolls, they come in these tiny little boxes, you know, and most of them sell for $8 to say $10 or $12. There are a few, like this Marissa, that sold for $15, but most of those are a pretty low price point. This is an Anna Lee doll. She sold for $18.50. MLB All-Star Game 50th Anniversary Program that sold for $9. This bejeweled turkey was really nicely made, really kind of fancy, but it wasn't labeled as who made it. But I bought it for $2 at an estate sale, and I sold it for $30. So I thought that was pretty good for a turkey. This is a Daisy Kingdom Snuggle Bunnies quilt panel. It was an unfinished panel. I had bought this years and years and years back, actually at the Daisy Kingdom store when that still existed, and it sold for $12.60. This is a Hallmark 1985 Baby's First Christmas ornament. The older Baby's First Christmas ornaments, some of those can do really well, so don't sleep on those. Pick them up if you see them, or at least look them up if you see them. And that one sold for $42. And this is English Leather Cologne. One of the bottle lids broke and had some spillage during shipping, so I ended up refunding, I believe, half of this. Yeah, I think it was half. But initially they sold for $27.50 for the 2 bottles. Now this one is kind of interesting, this Huckleberry Pie. Somebody bought him. They did not want his clothes. They had another outfit for him. They just wanted him nude. So they sent me an offer of $10 and without the clothes. So I took his clothes off and I resold his clothes. I think it's coming up later for like $6. But she was very happy to get him, and I actually got a separate message from her. She got him. Thank you so much. And then the person who got the outfit was super happy too. So, okay. And this is just this. I got this at that estate sale clean out. Is a kid's. I mean, I would probably have bought this though if I saw it. It's a kid's like little cowboy vest from probably the 50s. Faux fur little vest. It sold for $18.50. This is a Palm Springs Hotel postcard. It's like a long length postcard, and that sold for $15. Strawberry Shortcake Salt and Pepper Shakers. I went to a sale that had a whole bunch of Strawberry Shortcake glassware. It was real common stuff, but nothing I needed for my collection, and it's kind of thin and fragile, so it doesn't ship well. I've kind of been there a few times with it, so I decided not to buy any of it except for these salt and pepper shakers. It very much breaks my heart to leave Strawberry Shortcake stuff behind at any kind of sale, especially if it's at a decent price, but I just couldn't do it. These are Tycho Dixie's Diner, part of that set. I made a video about these, a whole bunch of sets that I bought at an estate sale. I paid $5 each for the sets, and this is a little service set with little teeny tiny little porcelain mugs that say Dixie's Diner on them, and a cash register, and a napkin holder, and a little the little jukebox that sits on your table and connects to the big jukebox. You know what I'm talking about? So that sold for $25. These are some erasers. This is 60s diner itty bitties charm animal erasers, and they're just little animal erasers, and they sold for I believe $17.50. Just some extra accessories for Strawberry Shortcake set, the snail cart, and those sold for $9, and then $10 for this little Christopher Robin Hallmark ornament. This is a tiny little handheld, probably 6-inch little pinball machine that sold for $7.50. This is a tiny little fun little girl's mirror. Whoops. I guess we're getting to look at the mirror. Here's her. Here's the little Cinderella mirror. Super fun little mirror I picked up somewhere at some point. I've had it a long, long time. And that sold for $13. These are AOM Association of Minemen lapel pins that I've had for quite a while. I bought a lot in an auction. I actually bought, it was a Forest Service brass pin that was in the lot that I wanted to buy. And I think I paid $20 for the whole lot. And that pin sold for $195, $295. I think it was $195. And then the rest of the stuff was kind of lower end, like this little pin lot here. But, I mean, I have them. I might as well list them, right? This is an Edward Gorey Cats paper doll book. A really interesting little paper doll book. It sold for $27.50. This is a Fisher-Price Decorator Dollhouse Sink. Sold for $7. This little Department 56 Peekaboo Green Mini Bear. And when I say mini, it's like 2.5 inches. Tiny little jointed bear. Sold for $9. A $6 postcard. And that is it. Oh, you got some extra January in there. Lucky you. That is it for December. Okay, and I'm under 40 minutes. Woohoo! Okay, guys, make sure to comment down below if you saw anything you thought was an amazing bolo or you didn't know was worth any money. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would really appreciate the subscribers, and I will see you next time. Give me a little heart in the comments if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!